I mean, up to now, I don't even know what he did, but I just know, say, when I put him. No, I won't say I don't know what the problem is. You say, okay, treasonable offense, it was encouraging crime, it was encouraging terrorism, and all. That's where they encourage, different from Wupai. This one where they give him a peace deal. But the one where you claim, say, he do treasonable offense, you don't give him a peace deal. So why is the man there? What's really going on in Nigeria, bro? That terrorists are being encouraged with a peace deal? So meaning say tomorrow now Bello Truji, for all the atrocities where Bello Truji they cause. Bello Truji, as we speak now, he gets soldiers for bush. These people don't take over the north. They terrorize the full north. They'll go into different villages, pack women, go. The Northerners are suffering in the hands of these people. They don't have peace. So tomorrow now you give him a peace deal? Because I already heard that I don't send one imam go inside bush, may go follow Bello through the talk. So in all of this, you give them a peace deal. So how about the justice for the people that their rights were stepped on? How about the people where they don't buy? How about all of this? So all these people will just go like that, no justice for them.
We came to move application for the transfer of Nnamdi Kanu to National Hospital for proper medication, because we discovered that the medical personnel at the DSSS are incompetent and they are not giving him proper medication and attention. So we applied, and because his condition is getting worse. He's lacking potassium in his body and they don't have any solution to it. His leg is being swollen up, because I went to see him today before coming to court. So, but incidentally, unfortunately, the prosecution, the federal government, through their lawyer, countered our motion by filing 37 paragraph affidavits opposing our application for him to be transferred to National Hospital for proper medication. So the judge said today is the last day of his sitting as a vacation court, because the vacation is going to end today. That is going to send the file, the motion to CJ for the CJ to reassign it to the substantive court who has been handling the matter, Honorable Justice James Omotoshuk. So all our efforts to let the judge at least make that consequential order. In fact, most of the times you don't even need a motion, formal motion. You can do it so much, but the judge refused. And the question we are asking is that why should the federal government object the application seeking the leave of the court to an order of the court for Nnamdi Kanu to be transferred to National Hospital for adequate medication? Do they want Nnamdi Kanu to die? Is it not a living that will face trial? So this particular issue is really giving us concern. Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that is facing trial, and somebody who is facing trial under Section 36 of the Constitution is presumed innocent under the law. So it's a very frustrating situation, and we continue to pray, we continue to believe that the necessary thing should be done. We are going to follow the file up and to ensure that the file is listened to the court who has been handling the matter, and see whether it can give us a date for that motion to be had before 10th. That is where we are, and that's the update I said let me just give you. So he said that I should greet you people, lovers of freedom and those who believe in justice. So I should greet you, and I also narrated your prayers and your greetings to him. Thanks and God bless you.
Of course, I agree with him 100%. Igbos are the giant of Nigeria. Igbos are the mouthpiece of Nigeria. Igbos are the future of Nigeria. Igbos are the hope of Nigeria. Igbos are the pride of Nigeria. Igbos are what makes Nigeria to become the giant of Africa. Without the Igbos, there will be no Nigeria. I agree with him 100%. Yes. Now, let me tell you. Go to Apapa Wharf. Do you know how many this thing we have? Who are the people bringing goods? Who are the people? Who are the people floating there? in a proper wharf, in Tinker Island, and this thing, other one. How many of them? There were 3 in number. Who are the people bringing goods? Who are the people doing off-roading? Who are the people paying the money? The Igbos. Out of 24, 20 to 22 of them are the Igbos. The rest is other people. So who are the people in number? The money you spend, let me just tell you, the money Nigeria is still earning and spending today are the Igbo people's money. Igbo people's money. Is we that breed that carry money, is we that spending money. The money in our hand is what is going around the nation. The Nigerian politicians' money is not in Nigeria. How many of them own a company in Nigeria? How many? They will steal the money, that will carry it and go and stock it in overseas. It is the money that me and my people are using, is what we are using in Nigeria. And let me tell you, the man Nnamdi Kanu you are talking about, you call a criminal, you call him a terrorist, you call him whatsoever you like, Nigeria have called him. The same Nigeria saw, what is it, Tunji Bolio, Pinkin and whatsoever their group name may be. What happened? Go to Zamfara State, you go and see their picture. Funny enough, do you know the most annoying part of it? That the current government, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, paid negotiation money to bandits, to terrorists. He paid them. He now included them in a payroll. Where did he get the money which he used to pay them? Taxpayers' money. That is what he used to pay to encourage terrorists. In the name of a peace talk. In the name of what? Peace talking. But you cannot reach peace talk with Nnamdi Kanu. Nigerian government cannot reach peace talk with Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. Including the gentle Yahoo. They are assaulting to kill today. They are hunting for today. They cannot negotiate, run a packaging of negotiation with him. Rather, their procedures is running a package of killing him. You see the hatred I'm talking about. When Nnamdi Kanu visited this country, what did he do? He came to remind Nigeria the long time forgotten issues, such as building a port, international airport, building seaport, Agwata seaport, what is it? Delta seaport. In both down the bridge, what is it? River Niger, expanding it so that ships will be entering. Making sure that every other infrastructure took place in the southeast, the same way it's being functioning in every other place. And I want to put it to your notice that the former international airport at Enugu under Goodluck Jonathan was shut down by late Muhammadu Buhari. They converted to a local one. So when this man came with all this to remind them, how did they manage it? How did they take it? They never take it serious. And they are not ready for it. And they believe to them, they think that the same way was Rike played, the same game that he himself is coming to play, because initially they called him was Rike the second. But when they now saw that it's a different person as they see him, they decided to rob it with him, a kind of bribing him to silencing him the same way they robbed it with Rike, and that one collect money and sold his rights. But Nnamdi Kanu refused. You see why they arrested him. And you see why at the same time they gave him a condition which led Abaribe, when Abaribe was the senator, the chairman of the Southeast Senators in Abuja, under the vice president of is it Ekweme? Are you hearing me? Now, as I speak to you, as at that time, guess what happened? He was arrested and he was free, bailed. Abaribe, Ekweme, and others bailed Nnamdi Kanu. And they gave him a condition that he must not address more than 10 persons. You see where they come with the reward that they say is jump be condition. Because he came, the people could not hold it themselves to their leader. They gather more than 10. He has to address them. You see why brutal, in case you have forgotten, mobilize men to go and brutalize his home. And the people lives lost, and at the same time Nnamdi Kanu with the ideology of assassinating and eliminating him, which God help him to escape. Are you hearing me? As I was saying, Nnamdi Kanu, after giving this condition and they decided no, that was what led, and like I said before, Abaribe and Co stood for him, and he was released, and the brutal went to his house to brutal him too. And today, Nnamdi Kanu has come back. And how did he come back? He was kidnapped by Nigerian government. See, you cannot, when you are fighting somebody, and you are fighting the person by the law, you must not violate the law in order to get the law. You understand? So as it stands now, there is no way Nigeria will win Nnamdi Kanu because they violated the law. Kidnapping is against the law. So you cannot kidnap him and then charge him. On what purpose? You're a kidnapper. So you don't have anything. You kidnapped him, so you don't have anything to say. It's not like the case of Simon Ekman. And of which, even in the case of Simon Ekman, according to the law, see what is playing now. From October now, you begin to hear a different story. Because for the IP court admitting and welcoming and giving the date for them to go into the case, means that Nigeria have lost it. Because Nigeria in the first instance never wanted it to go that way. They wanted everything to end for him to just go straight to jail and silent everything. But see the way it's coming. And there is every tendency of him appearing in the court, in appeal court, coming in the month of October, that at the end of the day, appeal court may end up trashing it because the young man, passer, have come out to err in the conditions that led him to judge the case like that. That the information was not clear. It was based on what he received from Nigeria. That he himself did not even do his findings of verification to verify what he want to judge, which speaks against him. So he's trying to drag his head out of the net, just the same way Kenya did. So don't be surprised that on that day, now the court, the appeal will now say, my guy, you are free, go did it. You know, it will become a very huge plus slap, plus Simon Ekpan plus Biafra, then a very huge slap and minus to Nigeria. And it will downplay Nigeria the more. It will downgrade Nigeria the more. So, see, as it is now, no more negotiation. Even if Nnamdi Kanu is being free today, no more negotiation. One Nigeria cannot stand again. But what we only play is divided Nigeria, because Biafra can never and will never remain in Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen, all across the world today, people are watching. They are watching very closely what is happening in Nigeria, a country that should be a beacon of hope, a country filled with amazing, hardworking people, a country with enormous potential. And yet, Nigeria is facing a crisis of leadership, a crisis of justice, and a crisis of human rights. And I am here today to speak out very strongly, very clearly, because silence in the face of injustice is not acceptable. We must tell the truth. We must say it as an island. I am calling very strongly for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. He has been unjustly detained, persecuted, and silenced simply because he stood up for his people. He raised his voice for the Igbo people, and for that, he has been punished. That is not democracy. That is not freedom. That is persecution. The Igbo people are some of the most talented, resilient, and innovative people in Africa. They have built businesses. They have contributed to the economy. They have survived a terrible civil war. And yet, decades later, they are still treated as second-class citizens in their own country. This is wrong. Totally wrong. And let me say this. When a government fears the voice of its own citizens, that government has lost its way. When a government locks up leaders instead of listening to them, it is not leading with strength, it is leading with fear. Nigeria must do better. The world is watching. But it is not only about Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbo people. We must also speak about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Too many times, churches have been attacked, burned to the ground. Too many families have lost loved ones. Too many innocent men, women, and children have been slaughtered simply for their faith. It is one of the great human rights tragedies of our time, and it is happening right now. Every man and woman should have the right to worship freely, to gather in peace, and to live without fear of being attacked. Religious freedom is not negotiable. It is a God-given right. And when Christians are being murdered and their voices are being ignored, that is not only a Nigerian problem, that is a global problem. To the leaders of Nigeria, I say this: the world is watching you. History is watching you. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Stop the persecution of the Igbo people. Protect Christians across your land. Show the world that you are ready for peace, for justice, for fairness, because a nation that persecutes its own people cannot stand strong. To the international community, I say, do not remain silent. Do not turn your back. Silence only empowers the oppressor. We must speak for those who cannot speak. We must stand for those who are silenced. The people of Nigeria deserve the same freedoms, the same justice, and the same dignity as every other people on earth. I say to the Nigerian youth, you are the future. You are strong, you are smart, and you are the hope of your nation. Do not lose hope. Do not be afraid to stand for justice, because the world is beginning to hear your voices. And I say to the Igbo people, your struggle is seen. Your pain is recognized. Your contributions to Nigeria, to Africa, and to the world will never be erased. You are not forgotten, and you will never be forgotten. Let this be a turning point. Let this be the time when justice prevails. Let this be the moment when the government listens to the cries of its people. The immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu is the first step toward healing, toward peace, toward unity. Nigeria is too great a country to be torn apart by division, injustice, and persecution. It is time to choose freedom over fear, justice over oppression, and unity over division. So once again, I am calling, as strongly as possible, release Nnamdi Kanu now. Protect the Igbo people. Protect the Christians. Restore freedom. Restore justice. Restore hope. God bless the people of Nigeria. God bless the oppressed. And God bless the freedom-loving people all over the world. Thank you very much.
My brothers and sisters, we gather here speaking of African unity, yet one of our own sits in chains. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, renditioned, and silenced, not because he stole, not because he killed, but because he demanded what we all claim to want: true independence. Do not tell me this is Nigeria's internal affair. When one African is chained, all Africans are chained. When one voice is silenced, all our voices are at risk. We wear fine suits, we sign trade deals that enrich our colonizers, while those who fight for real freedom are punished. Is this justice? Is this sovereignty? No, it is betrayal. We all know the truth, yet too many of us pretend not to. Nnamdi Kanu was not captured with a weapon in his hands. He was not a warlord, he was not a murderer, he was not a thief of public treasury. He was a man who chose the path of words, who picked up the microphone instead of the machete, who built his struggle on speeches, not on bullets. Yet see how he was treated, see how he was hunted, see how he was dragged like prey in the night. Even the manner of his arrest was clothed in secrecy, shrouded in questions that no authority has answered with honesty. If justice was the motive, why the shadows? If fairness was the goal, why the silence? This is a direct message to Igbo governors. Yes, I am speaking to you. Where were you when your brother Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, chained, and thrown into prison? Where were you when he cried out for justice, not just for himself but for your people? You chose silence. You chose comfort. You chose to bow before power while your own son was humiliated before the world. You betray not just Kanu, you betray the land that birthed you. You betray the youth who once believed you would protect them. You betray the mothers who pray in tears every night. And you betray the very idea of leadership itself. Nnamdi Kanu did not steal from your people. He did not kill your people. He gave his voice, his freedom, his blood for them. And instead of standing with him, you stand with those who oppress him. Tell me, is this not betrayal? Governors of Igbo land, let me remind you, silence is not leadership. Silence is complicity. And complicity is betrayal. History will not remember your mansions, your convoys, your contracts. History will remember this moment that when your brother sat in chains, you turned your back. When your land cried for justice, you chose to protect your seats instead. Stand for your people, stand for your brother, or accept the truth that you are leaders in name but traitors in action. The youth are watching, Africa is watching, and history never forgets. Brothers and sisters, how long shall Africa watch in silence while one of her own sons is dragged through humiliation? How long shall a people stand by while their brother is betrayed, mocked, and left to rot in detention? How long shall we pretend not to see that injustice has become a daily bread served on the table of power? I cannot keep quiet. I will not hold my tongue while Nnamdi Kanu, a son of Nigeria, a son of Igbo land, a son of Africa, languishes in chains. His crime? That he dared to speak, that he dared to raise questions that others were too afraid to ask, that he dared to stand when others chose to kneel. For this, he has been hunted, arrested in secrecy, dragged across borders like a common criminal, and thrown into the abyss of endless court delays. Tell me, is this justice, or is this persecution?